Now, the world's biggest smartphone makers are facing a new challenge: falling sales for their flagship products. That's the picture from both Apple and Samsung's latest results. So what does it mean for these technology giants? Our business editor, Stephen Carroll, has been digging through the details for us. So, Stephen, starting with Apple, the iPhone is no longer the star.
Now, for the first time since 2012 in these results, the iPhone is not the dominant moneymaker for Apple. It's actually only making up 48% of the revenue, which is still a lot, but it's a big shift for a company that really has heavily relied on the iPhone for its growth. If we look at the figures in detail, revenues from sales of the iPhone fell by 12% between April and June. Big rises, though, in other parts of the company's business. Wearables, so if you look at the likes of the Apple Watch, for example, or Beats headphones, they saw a big rise in earnings this year, up we'll just take a look at that figure, they're up almost 50% during that period. Also a big rise in earnings from services. That's things like Apple Music, also making Apple more money as well. Overall, the company's revenue did rise. That was a bit of a surprise, but net profits fell. What we are seeing in these results is Apple managing to diversify its business, which has been a big concern around the company. It's basically proved that it can make money from other elements, not just the iPhone. They're pushing ahead with new business ideas as well, including launching a new credit card in the autumn.
What about Samsung?
So Samsung, similar problems in the smartphone part of its business, not performing as well as it has in previous results. But the other big issue for Samsung is the other major part of its business is that it's the world's biggest microchip maker, and that hasn't been going very well either. So it doesn't have that compensating element that we have in Apple's results. The headline figure from Samsung is a steep drop in profits, down over 50%, a huge slump in the earning from their chip business. That's down massively, over 70%, the operating profits from what's called semiconductors, but microchips essentially, of what Samsung makes. Mobile devices, also a big fall in profits there, down 42%. Now, interestingly, part of Samsung's issue is that it is selling the phones, but it's having to promote them or discount them heavily to get people to buy them. So there's not as much profit being made on those devices. Samsung will be launching its foldable phones soon. It's hoping that that will help to boost sales.
So consumers aren't buying new phones anymore then?
Generally speaking, sales of smartphones globally are falling. So Samsung and Apple are the numbers 1 and 3 in this business. Huawei, which is number 2, is seeing growing sales, but it's also had its recent results boosted by a push in China for more people to buy Huawei products. That's as it's being blacklisted in the United States. Overall, industry researcher IDC says that smartphone sales in the first 3 months of this year fell by 6.6%. That's a trend we've seen in previous quarters as well. And they say that's because as phones are getting more expensive, people are just holding on to them that little bit longer rather than replacing them as they might have done in the past. We're expecting that to continue in the short term, but watch out for the launch of 5G phones, the next generation of mobile technology. That could be the new boost for this industry that sees people rush to buy new products.